Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll here for race number 5 of the Q West Racing League. As these drivers get ready to go to battle, they get ready to duke it out here in this one. We got some of the best big block modified drivers in iRacing here again this afternoon, getting ready to duke it out for what's going to be another absolutely amazing show here on Peacemaker Gaming. As these drivers jump out onto the racetrack, they're looking to lay down some of the quick times here this afternoon, hoping to try to start their day off with a great starting position. Brady Cornett up into second, but right now it's Logan Herbert with the quick time here in qualifying. Sean McPhee currently sits there in third. Nick Brundage back and forth with Sam Bachman, the 007 ride, currently the 5th fastest driver out here in this qualifying session. See if he gets a little quicker there on lap number 2. He finds a little extra speed, unfortunately not enough to move himself any farther forward. Zach Weisenflew, they're in 6th with Oliver Sorois. They're in position number 7 on the racetrack. Oliver with a great run now into 7th here on the racetrack with Billy Roberts. Brad Miklowski in CJ Levere rounding out our top 10 here in this qualifying session. Kenneth Coe out there on the racetrack. Kenneth looking for a big run here in the 22 ride as he's currently 14th fastest. We do see Brad Miklowski jump up a couple spots here and slide himself in the 23 up inside the top 6 here in this qualifying run. Dean Reynolds in the Super DIRTcar Series number 79 ride. They're in the 20th position as we get another driver, Elliot Gamesh, up into position number 2. Gamesh with a great lap time as the Public Enemy Setup Shop number 20 ride into the 2nd spot here in qualifying. His next lap, does he find any extra speed? No, he does not, so he'll settle in as our 2nd fastest driver as of right now. Alex Priestbaugh into position number 14 here as, there you go, Tristan Lattiser up into the 2nd spot, knocking Elliot Gamesh out of position number 1. Lattiser will take his car back down pit side. He'll look to try to set up this lap, looking for another big run, looking to find some extra speed out here on the Speedway as the 92 ride. Looking fast, looking furious out there on the racetrack, looking for another big run to see if he can knock Logan Herbert out of the top spot. As right now, the Public Enemy number 611 rider Logan Herbert with the quick time here in qualifying. Tristan Lattiser in position number 2. They're both out there looking for another lap, looking for that extra speed. Does Lattiser find it? Does he get enough to knock off the 611 ride from the top of the speed charts? No! Comes up just a little bit shy again. So Logan Herbert, still quickest here in qualifying as he's out there on the racetrack. He's just out there on cruise control, having a little bit of fun, and he actually finds a little bit more speed here and grows that gap between 1st and 2nd here in qualifying. So a great run right there as we get everybody out there on the racetrack. Everyone has gotten their lap times in. 31 drivers loaded into the sim, ready to look for the win here this afternoon. As qualifying will quickly come to a close and we'll get ready to rock and roll here for race number 3 here on Peacemaker Gaming this afternoon is my boy Richard Murtaugh. What's good, Richard? How are you, brother? Richard coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream. Eric Tetoro, my boy Eric coming in with that share as well here on the broadcast. Is Mr. Murtaugh? How are you, brother? Richard, where's your dad been? I haven't seen Rich in here for a little while, man. I've been a little bit worrying. Hopefully Rich, hopefully your old man's doing well. Hopefully he's doing good. I haven't seen him in the broadcast here in a little bit. Obviously, I know of racing season, you guys were pretty busy, but we miss seeing Rich up here in the chat and talking and saying he's in Florida or playing crap somewhere or doing something crazy out there. As we always love seeing Rich up here in the comment section. As we'll get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here as heat race number 1 gonna get loaded into the sim. Each and every one of them looking for the win here in this one as we're gonna take our top 6, 2 heat races. Top 6 from each heat race will move forward into our A main feature event. Everybody else will go to our consolation races here this afternoon as they get loaded up on the front straightaway. Starting on the pole in heat race number 1 will be the number 611 of Logan Herbert. He's yet to load in yet, but Logan Herbert will start in the top spot. To his outside is the 20 ride of Elliot Gamesh as there is our pole sitter here, finally loading into the sim. Starting in position number 3 in the number 1 ride, it's the Speed by Sean ride. That is Sean McPhee, who will start in position number 3. To his outside in the 007, that is Sam Bachman. Starting in position number 5 in the 24 ride, that is Zach Weisenflew. To his outside in the 99, it's the Gears Unlimited machine of Billy Robert. And then starting in position number 7 in the 22C, that is Kenneth Coe. To his outside in the 35 ride, that is William Rassin. Starting in position number 9, the other 35 ride, that is Matteo Bassetti. And then we see Patrick Multi starting there to his back bumper. Starting in position number 10 in the 07 machine, that is Taylor Wasson with Gabriel Foster right there behind him. Jason White in the Premier Racing Setups number 22 ride back there in 13th. Michael Vitale to his outside with Joseph Groom and Matthew Allard bringing up the rear of the field as Allard will start back there in that 16th position. As my boy Eric Detheroe coming in with the 50-star dono as we get ready to go here for heat race number 1 with the Q West Racing League. Quickly, Logan Herbert onto the lap pedal trying to get that big block modified rolling down the back straightaway as he looks to open up a bit of a gap between himself and Sean McPhee. McPhee trying to hold on to that second spot as Elliot Gamesh slides back to third and quickly has the 24 as Zach Weisenflew working down to his inside. The 007 to Sam Bachman there in fifth, but out in front it's a battle door-to-door for the early race lead here in heat race number 1. Down across the line, it's Sean McPhee who will lead the first lap here in this one. So McPhee able to jump up and take that race lead away quickly from Logan Herbert. Herbert slides back to second. Zach Weisenflew there in the third as here comes Elliot Gamesh. Gamesh back there in position number 4 in looking for more. And Sam Bachman and Kenneth Coe round out our top 6 here on the Speedway. Top 6 will transfer through right into our A main feature event. Everybody else will go to our consolation races. And you see the 21A of Gabriel Foster trying to get wound up here in the outside groove, trying to find a little something here in the middle of the pack, in the middle of the racetrack, and trying to find his way around that 6th in final transfer position here on the Speedway as he battles with the 22 of Kenneth Coe. Coe slides up in front of him, takes that outside lane away from the 21A. Foster going to continue to work to his inside as here comes that 35 of Matteo Bassetti, Patrick Multi, and it's Billy Roberts in the Gears Unlimited Enemy Consulting Turkey Dig Performance 99 ride back there in that 10th position. William Rassin sliding back into 11th with Jason White right there working to his inside as White trying to work his way up and through the field. Unfortunately getting a little bit loose right there as the white flag has been displayed. So one more time around here for Sean McPhee as McPhee up through the middle, the 6-11, a little contact right there, but it's McPhee who picks up heat race win number 1 on the afternoon. Logan Herbert, Zach Weisenflew, Elliot Gamesh, Sam Bachman, and Kenneth Coe will all punch their tickets into our A main feature event. Everybody else will go to our consolation races here this afternoon as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go here for heat race number 2 on the afternoon. And starting on the pole in the number 92 ride, that is the Dirty Dig Performance ride of Tristan Lattiser. As Lattiser will start here in that top spot. To his outside in the Blackjack Racing number 2, it is Brady Cornett. Starting in position number 3 in the Enemy Setup Shops number 916 ride, that is the 916 of Nick Brundage. To his outside in the Dirty Dig Performance number 23, it's Brad Miklowski there to his outside. Starting in position number 5 in the 024, it's Oliver Sorowitz, and to his outside, it's CJ LeVere in the number 4 machine. Starting in position number 7 in the 17 ride, it's Alex Priestball with the 18 in the CMC Auto Repair ride, that is Nathan McMahon there in 8th. Starting in the 9th spot, it's Benoit Savoy. To his outside, it's Philip Blanchard there rounding out our top 10. And then we see the FTM Super Dirt Car number 79 of Dean Reynolds there in 11th with Anthony Morano there to his outside in 12th. Sebastian Labonte in the Speed Alton right there in the 26th, back in 13th. He's got Tony Dominguez, who was outside in the 18, and Anthony Ramsey bringing up the rear of the field here in this one. 15 more drivers, and we go back to green flag racing here in heat race number 2. As quickly, the 92 of Tristan Lattiser quickly clears that 2 right of Brady Cornett. As Cornett sliding back here ever so slightly, now under attack as here comes Brad Miklowski trying to find something underneath of him. The 92 right out in front, though. He's going to run a little bit more of the slide job lane, and he's going to hold a couple car length lead down the back straightaway and into quarter number 3. In there, starting to reel in Lattiser here is Brady Cornett, Nick Brundage, Brad Miklowski, our top 4 here on the racetrack with CJ Levere there in position number 5. Oliver Soro is trying to hold on to position number 6, that 6th and final transfer spot, but he's got Alex Breesbaugh working to his outside. Breesbaugh going for that 6th spot here on the racetrack, and he'll take it away from that 0-24 line. As Nathan McMahon there in 8th, still trying to work his way up through the field and seeing if he can get a transfer position. It's a dogfight right there behind him. 3, almost 4 wide back there, just outside our top 10. As Anthony Morano, Benoit Savoy, Dean Reld, Sebastian Labonte, and Philip Blanchard all battling back here deeper in the field. Tony Dominguez has taken his car down pit road, and Anthony Ramsey bringing up the back of the pack there in 14th. That's out in front, the 92. Lattiser continues to lead the way. Tristan Lattiser out in front, but the slide job there under the 2 right. Brady Cornett up into the fence. Heavy contact. There goes the right front. Around goes Brady Cornett. No caution flag on the racetrack. Tore up number 2. The Blackjack Racing ride will see the caution flag fly as he takes that car down pit side. A heartbreaker right there for him, as we did see Alex Breesbaugh and Philip Blanchard also get tore up trying to avoid that number 2 machine as contact as he goes for the slide job in the race lead. Tristan Lattiser trying to cross him over as here comes that big slider, goes up the racetrack here. The 92 back down low. They make contact and shoves the 92 or the 2 right up into the outside fence right here. And nowhere to go as the 916 Nick Brundage going to get in there, get a big piece of that back end. Hopefully not too much front end damage there for that 96 Ryan, but he does lose a little bit of track position as there goes Brad Miklowski, CJ Levere right there on his back bumper, and this is where Alex Breesbaugh ends up getting into the 4 Ryan, then up into the outside fence. Breesbaugh was in a transfer position, and then here comes Philip Blanchard. He's going to drive in there. He's going to get a big piece of that 17 Ryan as well as Mr. Ramsey. Heavy contact, tires flying all over the place here on the racetrack. A bunch of tore up race cars in our first caution flag of the day. Brady Cornett still down pit side. Same with Philip Blanchard as they find themselves down there on pit road. We do see Tristan Lattiser getting ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one. Nick Brundage right there in that 2nd spot with Brad Miklowski, CJ Levere, Oliver Sorois, and Nathan McMahon now in that 6th and final transfer spot as we go back to green flag racing. Tristan trying to hold on to the race lead here in this one, looking to try to pick up heat race win number 2 here on the afternoon, looking to try to work his way directly into our 8 main feature event, and he's got 1 more lap left to go. Tristan Lattiser out in front, nice and easy for the final time, down through quarter number 3 and out at quarter number 4. Nick Brundage can't get there, and it's Tristan Lattiser who picks up heat race win number 2 here this afternoon. Brundage, Brad Miklowski, CJ Levere, Oliver Sorois, and Nathan McMahon going to pick up that 6th and final transfer spot. Everybody outside the top 6 will load up their rides and join us for the consolation races as we'll get ready for our consies here in a couple more seconds. As here we go, our first consi about to get loaded in, our C main. We're looking for 4 drivers from this C main to work their way into our B main here this afternoon, which means 5 drivers out of this last chance dance will load up their rides, and they will unfortunately join the fans in the stands here this afternoon for our feature event. Not the place you want to be. As Skunk says, good stuff, man. I race a /RV version of the EDM. I got to get back into sim racing. You definitely got to get back into sim racing, Skunk. 100%, brother. 100%. The best place to be here on the simulator as we get ready to rock and roll here with this consolation race. Starting on the pole in this consi will be the number 07 of Taylor Watson. Watson will start out in front with Anthony Ramsey to his outside in position number 3. Starting in that third spot is the number 22 of Jason White to his outside in the 2. That is Brady Cornett. Michael Vitale in the LFM, the Vitale Motorsports A&J Landscaping Gears Unlimited 213 ride will start there in 5th with the Polite number 144 of Felipe Blanchard there in position number 6. And then we see Joseph Groom, Tony Dominguez, and Matthew Alar bringing up the rear of the field. Already some issues here for Joseph Groom as we go quickly back the green flag here for our first consolation race of the afternoon. Again, top 4 will work their way into the B main where they will have an opportunity to race their way into our A main feature event. A little bit of alphabet soup here this afternoon is Taylor Watson looking to try to pick up this C main win and work his way into our B main consolation race. Brady Cornett goes for the big slide job over the 22 ride of Jason White is White in that Premier Racing Setups number 22 ride, sitting there in that third spot on the racetrack as he will lose that second position to Brady Cornett. Cornett, who was battling there for the second heat race win with the 92 ride, unfortunately ran into those issues and now finds himself in a consolation race, just trying to work his way into the B main here this afternoon. Go for another big slide job there over the 07. Taylor Watson able to cross him over though and keep that race lead. Watson saw that one coming from a mile away and keeps himself out in front here in this consi as Brady Cornett still right there in that second spot on the Speedway. Jason White there in third. Anthony Ramsey currently in that fourth and final transfer position as Michael Vitale, Philip Blanchard, Tony Dominguez, Matthew Alar, and Joseph Groom bring up the rear of the field here in this one as we're looking for the top 4 to transfer through into the show. Everyone else, they have got to go. As everyone else, the other 5 drivers out here on the racetrack will load up their rides and join the fans in the stands here for our B main and our A main feature event. As and looking deeper in the field, Joseph Groom last time around the racetrack, he actually laid down the quickest lap time out of any of the drivers here in this consolation race. Unfortunately, no track position. He did it back there in position number 9, showing that he's got the speed. Unfortunately, just cannot get towards the front of the field as out in front, Taylor Watson continuing to just pound down these laps and continue to try to pull away and put this one into the history books and walk his way into a B main consolation race. Same with Brady Cornett, Jason White, and the 8 ride of Anthony Ramsey. Ramsey currently sitting in that 4th and final transfer position. He knows that he's on the hot seat. Michael Vitale, Philip Blanchard back there behind him, trying to hunt him down, trying to jump up here and take that 4th and final transfer spot away from us. They do not want their afternoons to come to an early end here in this C main consolation race. As Taylor Watson, Brady Cornett, door to door as Watson gonna cross him back over, take the race lead back away. Here comes another slide job, a crossover out of that 2 machine of Brady Cornett. Cornett gonna look for a big run down here through 3 and 4 as Watson and Cornett door to door down across the line. It's gonna be Brady Cornett who steals that C main win away from Taylor Watson, but both drivers will work their way into the B main, same with Jason White and Anthony Ramsey. Unfortunately, Michael Vitale, Philip Blanchard, Tony Dominguez, Joseph Groom, and Matthew Alar will load up their rides and join the fans in the stands here this afternoon as only the top 4 drivers advanced here into this B main consolation race. And I do believe we are looking for the top 18 here out of this consi, and we got 14 drivers that are going to work their way into this consolation race. So everybody here in this consolation race will be in our A main feature event. So this is more or less a battle for starting position. If you have a tough break in your heat race or anything else, you can try to work yourself a little closer on the starting grid here this afternoon. As our top 6 from each heat race punch their tickets into the show, these 14 will also work their way into the feature event, which means we will have 26 drivers ready to compete, ready to go to battle here this evening for our A main feature event. As they'll get stacked up, racked up, and ready to go here in this one. Starting on the pole in the 21A ride, that is Gabriel Foster, who will start out in front. To his outside in the FTM, the Super DIRTcar Swan Speed Shop ride of Anthony Morano. Starting in position number 3 in the 35 ride, that is Matteo Bassetti. To his outside is Benoit Savoy, there in the 27. Sebastian Labonte will start there in 6 with Billy Roberts in the Gears Unlimited ride. There to his inside, there in that 5th position. Patrick Multi and Dean Reynolds rounding out our top 8 here on the racetrack, with the 35 ride of William Rasson in the 17 of Alex Brisebois rounding out the top 10 here for this B main. And then we see Taylor Wasson, Brady Cornett, Anthony Ramsey, and Jason White bringing up the rear of the field here in this one. 14 drivers, all transferring through to our A main feature event here this afternoon, as they'll set the stage for the back half of our 26 car feature event in just a few more moments. So this consolation race, not a lot on the line except for starting position and a little bit of bragging rights and a little bit of learning experience, as you can figure out what your car needs or where you're going to be battling with a lot of these drivers out there on the racetrack. As the 35 ride hard up into the outside fence, that was William Rasson, hits the inside wall, heavy left front damage. He's still battling out there on the racetrack, but slides all the way back to the rear of the field, as there goes Anthony Ramsey, gonna roll right on and around him. Some tough breaks already, a couple big hits there for the 35 ride as he goes to the back of the pack, and then we see 3, 4 wide up here in front of him, as there's some more contact. Around goes Brady Cornett. Cornett goes for a slide, he almost goes around. There's the caution flag on the racetrack. So the caution flag going to come out here in this one as Brady Cornett runs into an issue. His 2 ride, unfortunately, not getting the run he was hoping for. He's working the inside lane, trying to battle towards the front of the field, and he works down low underneath. I do believe that is Alex Brisebois, but unfortunately some contact right there as Jason White sends it in there a little bit deeper than that 2 machine, makes that contact with him, and unfortunately he will go around. Let's take a look here at Jason White and take a look at the contact that's made between these 2 competitors down low on the bottom side of the racetrack. Right there, White sends it in a little deeper than the Blackjack Racing number 2, right in the Premier Racing setups. Number 22 gets a piece of him, helps him go around, and that will bring out our first caution flag of this B main consolation race. We'll get them stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to green flag racing, as out in front, Gabriel Foster leads the way. Gabriel out in front, leading the way here in the B main. Matteo Bassetti there to his outside. Anthony Morano back there in 3rd with Benoit Savoy to his outside there in 4th. And Billy Roberts rounding out our top 5 here on the Speedway. We get them all stacked up 2 by 2 by 2 throughout the field. We'll get ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one, as ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys are just tuning in, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button as we continue to grow here on Peacemaker Gaming, and to show your support and to show your love for racing action and all these amazing drivers out there on the racetrack. Every single like, comment, share, and every new follower or subscriber helps grow the channel and grow the stream more and more and more, where we can get more fans in the stands to cheer these amazing drivers on week after week as we go back to green flag racing here in our B main consolation race. Gabriel Foster out in front. Foster leading the way with Anthony Morano now jumping up into 2nd and quickly looking down low, trying to take the race lead away from the 22A. As Morano down low, Gabriel Foster up on the high side, door to door, down across the line. Did look like Morano led that lap of the 21, trying to battle back strong with these big runs, rolling the outside lane to perfection. Matteo Bassetti right there with him, trying to roll in here on the back bumper of the 22A. Is a bit of a slide job there by Morano. He'll jump up and take the outside lane, but the slide job right back through 1 and 2 from the 21A, and we're 3 wide here at the front of the field. 3 wide there for a split second down the back straightaways. These drivers putting on a show at the front of the field, trying to pick up the B main consolation race win here this afternoon. They all want to put on a show for us here, ladies and gentlemen, so give them a round of applause. Hit that like button and put on a absolute smiley face into the comment section if you're enjoying this racing action. As Anthony Morano, Matteo Bassetti, 1 and 2 here on the racetrack. Foster slides back to third as here comes Benoit Savoy, Billy Roberts, Sebastian Labonte, the 17 ride of Alex Brisebois. They're in 7 with Taylor Watson, William Raston, and Brady Cornett rounding out our top 10 here in this B main. Jason White, Dean Reynolds, Anthony Morano, and Patrick Maltese bringing up the rear of the field as they battle door to door back there for the 13th and 14th position on the racetrack as Morano continues to lead the way. The Super Dirt Car Series Swan Speed Shop FDM number 32 out in front and leading this consolation race. He's looking to pick up this B main win with only a couple more laps left to go. He's starting to pull out in front, starting to open up a bit of a lead here in this one. Is down through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. Morano will see that white flag fly. So one more time around for the 32 here in this B main as he looks to pick up the win and show these drivers that he's going to be one of those drivers to keep an eye on here in our A main feature event. As Morano out of corner 4 will see the checkered flag fly here in our B main consolation race. Matteo Bassetti, Gabriel Foster, Benoit Savoy, Billy Roberts, Alex Brisebois, Taylor Watson, Jason White, Dean Reynolds, Anthony Ramsey, Sebastian Labonte, Patrick Maltese, and then we see Brady Cornett and William Ratson bringing up the rear of the field back there in the 14th position. Luckily enough, all 14 of those drivers will work their way into our A main feature event. They will all race here for this checkered flag this afternoon as we're going to get ready for our console. I don't know. Are we doing a redraw? I don't know if we're doing a redraw. If we're doing a are we doing a redraw here tonight, chat? That's the big question. Not sure if we're doing a redraw, if we're going to let these drivers race here once again. This is going to be interesting. I don't see anyone hopping out onto the racing surface, so I don't think we're doing the dash here this afternoon. So we got to be doing this. See CJ's in the interviews room, but I don't actually see the voice channel for our redraw here. I'm not sure if that's happening. Interesting, chat. Interesting is for certain. I don't know what we're doing here for the redraw or not, ladies and gentlemen. It's kind of got me up in the air here. I'm not too sure what's happening or what we're doing here. I don't see the room for the redraw, so I'm not 100% sure if we're going to a redraw or not. If we're doing that, if we're doing the redraw, or if we're doing a dash. I don't think we're doing a dash because these drivers aren't hopping out there onto the racetrack. So this has got me a little bit confused here, a little bit confunkled this afternoon as we'll look and see what we're doing here. Let me ask in the Discord real quick. Bear with us here, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with us. Redraw. Okay, I don't see the room. I don't know if James is doing it. Is James doing it? I don't see the channel, so one of them are gonna have to drag me in. One of them are gonna have to drag me in here in this one. Y'all gotta drag me in. There we go. All right, and we're here now. Okay. Yeah, I can't see the redraw channel, so I couldn't see where you guys were at. But Ralph, you're the man with the plan here in this one. You're gonna be the one doing this. Let me quickly pull up your live here on Discord and pull this over for everybody to watch.
It's on iRacing, by the way, Ralph.
Ah, fuck.
Okay, here I can open it up. I can open it up. Don't worry. I'll open it up. You just give me the names of which position or which person's getting drawn for.
It's not working, right?
No, it's not called an iRacing.
Yeah.
Why?
You got it?
No.
Ah, yeah, perfect. I got it.
All right, there we go. There we go. Perfect. That's what we were looking for. Give me 2 seconds here. Let me throw this up for everybody to
Wait,
see.
12. It's got to be 8.
Yeah, Raf, get rid of 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, you're right.
Alrighty, Ralph, you're the man with the plan here.
All
I'll
right.
let you take over.
Yeah, you're ready, Aaron?
Yep.
All right, so first to draw is Sean. Sean will start second. Deuxième position. Next is Tristan. Third for Tristan. Logan is next. Fifth for Logan. Nick Brundage. Seventh, not on the pole this time. Zach. Fourth for Zach. Next is Brad. Sixth for Brad. So Elliot and CG won first or 8. The best and the worst.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
First place for Elliot, so that leaves 8th place for CG. Oh,
yeah.
no,
It'll
it's 8th place.
Perfect. All right. So we got the stage set here this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen. This is gonna be
Thank you,
interesting.
Raphael.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Alrighty, let's close this out so we can go back to the racetrack here, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to go to battle. Just a few more moments. Our main feature event. We just set the stage there with the redraw. So things kind of getting broken up there just ever so slightly. Obviously, the redraw taking some of those drivers from a, what could have been a pole position, maybe to the outside of the front row, maybe a little deeper in the field than they were hoping for, and maybe a driver that was starting a little deeper here. Now moving forward and going to the front of the field. So I do believe it's Elliot Gamesh who will start here in the top spot. He will start on the pole here this afternoon. So a great starting position for Elliot here in this one, as Megan says, let's go Reynolds, and the rest of my FTM boys cheering on all the FTM rides out there on the racetrack. Dean Reynolds going to be looking to have a big day here at the Speedway this afternoon as he'll get ready to rock and roll, and looking for a good run here this afternoon, as Damien says they are doing it right now. Yeah, unfortunately I don't see that Discord, so I can't really hop in there. That's normally what's his name pulls me in. Richard usually pulls me down and into the channel, so I was a little confused there. I wasn't sure what was happening, what was going on, but luckily enough we figured it out. We got the redraw done, and allowed you guys to be able to hear that and see how that redraw works and where these drivers will be starting here today. As I'm going to get a quick drink into me, we're going to get ready to rock and roll here with our main feature event in just a couple more moments. Drivers out there on the racetrack for a quick warm-up session as we'll quickly crank it up and get ready for our main feature event in just a few more moments. So don't go anywhere, as you do not want to miss out on the racing action here this afternoon. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you guys came here for a show. Well, here you go. As our main feature event is about to get underway, these drivers getting ready to go to battle here this afternoon. 45 laps here tonight for our main feature event. So a little bit of a shorter race here this evening. I thought this was supposed to be a 60-lap race. I guess I read that wrong in the Discord. So it is going to be a 45-lap feature event here this afternoon. It's Elliot Gamesh starting in the front row. To his outside is Sean McPhee with Tristan Lannister there in third. Zach Weisenflew there in fourth with Logan Herbert and Brad Miklowski bringing up row number 3. Row number 4 will have Nick Brundage and CJ LeBaire there in position number 8. Starting in the 9th spot in the number 007, it is Samuel Bachman. To his outside in the 024, it's Oliver Sorois. Kenneth Coe, Nathan McMahon, Anthony Morano, Matteo Bassetti, Gabriel Foster, Benoit Savoy, Alex Priestbaugh, Billy Roberts, Taylor Wasson, Jason White, Anthony Ramsey, Dean Reynolds, and Patrick Maltis. Sebastian Labonte, Brady Cornett, and William Raskin bringing up the rear of the field as we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation as we are quickly green flag racing here at Lanier National Speedway. It's Elliot Gamesh out in front who leads the way. Gamesh quickly taking the race lead and trying to run away with it here as he works at the front of the pack. He's got Tristan Lannister right there on his back bumper. Early on, looks like the bottom side, the dominant lane is everyone trying to keep their car down low. A couple drivers testing the waters in the outside groove is Sean McPhee stuck up there. He's going to try that outside lane again, but no, this time down through 3 and 4, he'll work back down low and he'll try that inside lane and see if he can work his way back around the 6'11" rider, Logan Herbert. As Herbert takes that third spot away, McPhee slides back to position number 4 as Nick Brundage there in 5th. Zach Weisenflew back in position number 6 with Brad Miklowski, Sam Bachman, Kenneth Coe, and Anthony Morano now rounding out our top 10 here on the racetrack. Is the Swan Speed Shop FDM number 32 working his way from the B main now up and through some of our top 12 drivers that work their way in through the heat race action. Sorois back there into 11. CJ LeBaire back 4 positions, still trying to roll the outside lane. Unfortunately not finding the grip and the speed that he had early in this race as the outside lane starting to fade away ever so slightly. The inside groove proven to be the best lane around the racetrack here at Lanier. As in front, Elliot Gamesh leads the way. Lannister trying to stay right there on his back bumper as here comes Logan Herbert. Herbert going to try the outside groove here himself, running a little bit more of a slide job lane as he goes door to door with Sean McPhee. McPhee rolling that inside lane, able to take that top spot away from him here and able to try to battle door to door with the 6'11". Logan Herbert hanging on strong right now. Unfortunately, though, with that slide jump lane, it's burning up those tires rather quickly in that 6'11 machine. The inside lane, he can kind of keep a little bit more traction, a little bit more tire underneath of you. It's starting to lay rubber down in that inside groove, and that's where drivers are finding the best way around the racetrack. Is Elliot Gamesh there in the top spot, out in front with Lannister less than a car length off of his back bumper. Down through the middle of these corners as Logan Herbert and McPhee continue the battle door to door for position number 3. Nick Brundage back there in 5th with Zach Weisenflew. Brad Miklowski back there in position number 7. Sam Bachman there in 8th. Kenneth Coe and Anthony Morano are top 10 here on the Speedway. Sorois, Foster there in 11th and 12th. Benoit Savoy there in 13th with CJ LeBaire back in 14th as he goes from inside our top 10 all the way back into the 14th position from 8th to 14th and losing 6 spots early on in this feature event. Billy Roberts there in the 15th spot with Taylor Wasson. Matteo Bassetti, Dean Reynolds there in 17th as they battle door to door for the 17th spot of the Speedway. Bassetti up on the hindsight, going to give up that 17th position as Reynolds going to take it away from him. Here comes the Premier Racing setup ride. The 22C of Jason White is White there in the 19th position as the 18th of Nathan McMahon back there behind him in the 20th spot on the Speedway. Anthony Ramsey there in 21st with Brady Cornett, Sebastian Labonte, William Raskin, Patrick Maltis, and the 17 of Alex Priestbaugh bringing up the rear of the field. Not the run that Priestbaugh was hoping for here this evening as he finds the 17 right all the way back here in the 26th position on the racetrack. As Elliot Gamesh, though, out in front lead the way, starting to see some of that lap traffic come into play as they are not too much farther away from this 20 ride, but he continues to lead the pack here in this one. Lannister sticking right there with him on his back bumper, seeing the next one ride as the speed from Sean, number 1 ride, sits there in that 3rd position on the racetrack. Logan Herbert back there in position number 4. He's done trying to roll the outside lane. He's right back to that bottom middle side of the racetrack and in front of Nick Brundage's Brundage. Right now, our points leader here in the series. Brundage continuing to lead the points, continuing to show these drivers that he is the car to beat week after week after week, and he's hoping to try to find his way back into victory lane, either here tonight or throughout the rest of this season. Zach Weisenflew having himself a great run as the WBCD ride there in position number 6 on the racetrack. Brad Miglowski back there in 7th with Sam Bachman in position number 8. Kenneth Coe, though, there in 9th, and Anthony Murano still rounding out our top 10 as it's a little single file racing action here at Lanier National Speedway. When do we see these drivers start to make some moves? When do we see them try to work themselves around our race leader or around some of these other drivers that are in front of them? And how do they make it possible? Where do they go? Do they try to test the waters to get to the outside lane? Do they have to wait for this lap traffic to maybe play a role in this race to where they can try to find a lane or find a run as they're battling door to door right here in front of our race leader, kind of taking that middle groove and the outside groove away from our race leaders as they're quickly reeling in the back of the pack here on the racetrack. They are quickly getting there. You can see the dust from the rear of the field right in front of our race leader. Elliot Gamesh is having to deal with it, and this is the first time as there you go. You can see it less than a straightaway from hitting that lap traffic. Gamesh just rolling this inside lane to perfection, trying to not make any mistakes, trying to make sure he does not leave that bottom groove, as he knows if he does, the 92 rider Tristan Lannister will jump in there and try to take that top spot away from him in a quick hurry, as right now they're just playing cat and mouse with each other here at the front of the field, just waiting for one another to make a mistake out there on the racetrack. Sean McPhee pushing the subject here. He's trying to slide around a little bit more. He's trying to find a different lane or a different strategy to maybe try to work himself around that 92 ride and try to work his way to the front of the field as he was very quick. And he picked up heat race win number 1. Was bound to start in the pole position here, but with the redraw, had to start all the way back a little deeper in the field, and now into that 3rd spot. And we see our first caution flag of the day that's going to fly. So our first yellow flag, it's the 18 ride. Fortunately, running into issues, Nathan McMahon down low, trying to keep himself up here just outside the top 20, but trying to keep this car pointing in the right direction. It's a bit of a dust storm here, and there's some contact as the 35 rider William Rassen gets into his back bumper, lifts him up, jacks him up, and unfortunately loses the rear end, goes around. Good job, though, by McMahon, keeping that car pinned down low on the bottom side of the racetrack, making sure he does not back it up in front of any of these other drivers, and could have created a lot of carnage, a lot of damage right there if he did back into one of those other cats out there on the speedway. As we'll get them all stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing as Elliot Gamesh continuing to lead the way. Gamesh out in front, Lannister there in position number 2. Sean McPhee back there in 3rd with Logan Herbert and Zach Weisenflew rounding out our top 5 here on the speedway. We'll get them all ready to go back to battle. Gamesh looking to try to keep them back there at bay as he'll start out in front and down on that inside lane. Now, it's going to be very interesting. That bottom lane will prove to be the best way around the racetrack here, but now with this caution flag, it may kind of flip-flop a little bit of things. Sometimes these tires will fade away during a yellow flag. Sometimes the inside groove will kind of dissipate here just ever so slightly, and you can find some really good speed throughout the middle of the racetrack here on one of these restarts. So do we see the 92 of Tristan Lannister able to jump up and battle door to door with the 20 ride, or do we see that inside lane staying dominant and seeing the 1 ride of Sean McPhee try to jump up there, block the 92 ride from finding the inside lane and forcing his hand, making him go farther back in the field where he can stay to the back bumper of this 20 machine of Elliot Gamesh. We'll get ready to find out as we get ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one. I believe we will see the green flag come back out here with about 18 laps left to go here this afternoon. 18 laps does not take very long for these drivers as we get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing. It'll actually be 19 laps left to go here when we see this green flag fly. So down out at corner number 4, the green flag back out into the air for Elliot Gamache. Gamache with a great restart, quickly trying to open up a little bit of a gap between himself and the 92, and here comes Sean McPhee. McPhee down low, looking to try to take position number 2 away from Tristan Lannister. Lannister trying that outside lane, looking for these big runs out on the high side of the racetrack. And Zach Weizenflew working down low, 3 wide for position number 3 on the racetrack. Sean McPhee will jump up and take position number 2 away, but look at the battle back there behind him. As 3 wide still for position number 3 on the racetrack. And now here comes that number 916 ride. Nick Brundage and the 23 of Brad Miklowski, both looking to try to poke their nose into that battle as up the racetrack goes Logan Herbert. Herbert slides up the speedway. That will take away that outside lane for the 92 ride, and that means the 24 down low, able to put the power down, and he's able to stay in position number 3 as Logan Herbert slides back into position number 4 as we see our second caution flag fly, and that is the Super DIRTcar FDM number 79 rider Dean Reynolds, pointed in the wrong direction here as the caution flag comes back out. Let's take a look and see what happens for Mr. Reynolds here in this one. Dean working that bottom lane, 22 rider Jason White trying to find a way underneath of him here. Unfortunately gets in there a little too deep, makes some contact. They continue to bounce off each other up onto the wall, and down pit road goes the 22C ride, but nosed into the inside fence and turned the wrong direction is Dean Reynolds, and that will bring out our caution flag. So a tough break right there for Mr. Reynolds as he's just trying to work his way down here on the bottom side of the racetrack, trying to battle up through our top 20 and trying to find his way into the top 10. Unfortunately, this contact going to send him backwards here as he'll go to the rear of the field. Pretty heavy damage right there for both him and Jason White as they get together and they go around as we'll get them all stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing. Now, the roles have been kind of reversed here for a few of these drivers on where they got to restart. So the 20 ride of Elliot Gamache will start out in front once again. He's got that top spot and will start to the inside, but the 1 ride of Sean McPhee will now start to the outside of our race leader. Zach Weizenflew will be on the back bumper of Elliot Gamache with the 611. Logan Herbert there to his outside. Tristan Lannister now into the 5th position, and he'll have the number 916, I do believe, of Nick Brundage to his outside, or potentially the 23 ride. I do believe it's going to be Brad Miklowski who will start there in 6th. Brundage falls back to 7th as he'll have Anthony Morano there to his outside. The 007 to Sam Bachman there in 9th, and the 22 Kenneth Coe rounding out our top 10 here on the racetrack. Is down through corner number 3 and out at corner number 4. The pace truck back down pit side, and we go back to green flag racing as it's a bit of a dust bowl here this afternoon. Drivers having to deal with that dust here on the afternoon, and it's going to make it for some tough racing for anyone back here behind our race leader as Elliot Gamache continues to lead the way. Sean McPhee trying to hold on to position number 2. Zach Weizenflew trying to poke his nose into that position, trying to put himself into an area where he can maybe take that 2nd spot away from Sean McPhee. McPhee, though, able to get some great runs through the middle, and he holds on to position number 2 as the caution flag flies here once again. So the caution flag going to come back out here as it looks like Anthony Ramsey, Dean Reynolds, and a few other drivers going to get collected here in this one. We'll take a look here as we believe Ramsey's going to be the last one to get into it. Dean Reynolds here, kind of through the middle. Looks like some contact there between himself and McMahon, and then they just get tied together here. Pretty heavy contact there for all 3 drivers. As you watch the 18 ride, it's hard to see right here. There's so much dust on the racetrack, but right here, the 18 going to get in there. He's going to get a piece of Dean Reynolds, and that's just going to slide him. Take a look here a little farther back is the CMC auto repair ride right there. There's the contact into Dean Reynolds. Dean trying to save that car, trying to keep it from going around. Unfortunately, it is going to slide through the slick stuff. He's going to get turned around, bounces off the 18 as he tries to avoid him. Nowhere to go for Anthony Ramsey. Ramsey doing a catwalk down there through the middle of the corner as Dean and the 18 come back together. Hard contact for all three drivers as that will bring out the caution flag once again, and that will stack us up here once again as well. So drivers all bound together here again on the racetrack, getting ready for another big restart. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys have been enjoying the racing action here this afternoon, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button as we go back to green flag racing here from Lanier as the 20 ride of Elliot Gamache looking to try to stay out in front as he wants to be the reflection of perfection here in this A main feature event. But Sean McPhee looking to try to take this race lead back away from him as the caution flag will fly once again as cautions, breeding cautions late in this race. Cautions, breeding cautions here, and it looks like Sam Bachman potentially running into issues. The 007 ride up inside the top 10 on the racetrack. It's Benoit Savoy back here behind him. Let's take a look. Savoy right there in the 27 ride looking for a big run as the 007 down low. Looks like it's going to be that 27 machine who's going to get in there, get a piece of the back end of the 007 ride right here. Looks like that's where the contact initially starts. That's going to shove the 007 up the racetrack. He's trying to keep that car pinned down low. Unfortunately, they're going to come together again down and out of corner number 2, and that's going to send this 007 right up the racetrack. He's going to just narrowly kiss that 4 ride of CJ LeVere, but nowhere to go for Taylor Wasson as Wasson going to slide into that one. The 2 ride in there as well. The 024 in there as they pile up into corner number 3. A big one in a parking lot down here into corner number 3. You see Patrick Maltis. Oh, baby, he's going to go upside down on the racetrack for the 143 ride. A tough hit right there for himself, and there is so many other drivers that unfortunately nowhere to go and get collected here in this one. Taylor Wasson, the 35 ride of Matteo Bassetti in there as well. Alex Breesbaugh, Anthony Ramsey, so many different drivers getting tore up down there on the back straightaway and into corner number 3. Luckily enough, they were able to get a lot of repairs. They were able to work themselves back out onto the racetrack. We do see Sam Bachman still down pit side. Sebastian Labonte down there as well. Nathan McMahon out of this race back in the 26th position as Matteo Bassetti going to go to the rear of the field here in the 35, right? Nope, he's going to stay out on the racetrack, and he'll get ready to rock and roll. Unfortunately, just deeper in the pack as of now. So we'll get them all where they need to be as Elliot Gamache getting ready to go back to green flag racing. The Public Enemy setups. No Mercy Motorsports, number 20 ride of Elliot Gamache getting ready to go back to green flag racing, and these laps are clicking down in a quick hurry, ladies and gentlemen. Only 12 more left to go. 11 when we go back to green flag racing. So that's going to make it a 11-lap shootout here to the end. Finally, we see another caution or 2 out there on the racetrack for this restart. Let's jump on board with around our 10th place driver here, Benoit Savoy. Savoy going to give you a look, even during this during the caution flag, on how bad the dust is out there on the racetrack. Through the straightaways, it's a little bit better, but down through corner entry and exit, it's pretty dusty here. And the farther and farther back you go, the harder and harder it gets. Look at Brady Cornett now rolling the inside lane, but look at the dust. If something happens in front of you 3-4 car lengths up there, you cannot see it. You can basically see that car in front of you. If you peek your nose to the inside lane, maybe you get a peek down low, but unfortunately there's not a whole lot you can do except for just hope and pray a lot of the times that you can make it down and out of these corners. As out in front, it is still Elliot Gamache. Gamache continue to hang on to the race lead as the laps continue to get clicked off. 10 laps left to go here in this A main feature event, but the caution flag will once again come back out. So the caution flag coming out here again in this one. Now, I'm not too sure where this caution flag was thrown, as it looked like potentially Kenneth Coe running into issues. Let's take a look here at the 22C machine. If we see anything that happens here. He's got Billy Roberts, Foster right there behind him. I don't really see any other drivers turned around out there on the racetrack. Thinking maybe no. Jason White still pointed the right direction. Matteo Bassetti still pointed there. Not sure what this caution flag was for. I didn't see anyone turned around, but Nonetheless, the caution flag will come back out, so another opportunity for all these drivers to get right back to the back bumper of the driver in front of them. So we'll get everyone ready to rock and roll here again this afternoon as Elliot Gamesh continues to lead the way. Sean McPhee's been right there on his back bumper for a lot of these restarts. He's been able to keep himself in that second position, which is definitely a tough job to do, as the 24 rider Zach Weisenflew would love to jump up there and take position number 2 away from him, but hasn't been able to get the run he's been looking for down low underneath of that one machine. So we'll get them all stacked up. I'm not sure if we're going single file here inside 10 laps left to go, or if we will go double file here once again. Does look like double file still on the racetrack. So door to door for another restart. It's Gamesh looking to keep these drivers back there at bay. One ride of Sean McPhee, though, looking to try to take this lead away. So isn't every other driver back there behind. The 20 ride is Gamesh, is Public Enemy. Number 1 is the Public Enemy Setup Shops. Number 20 ride is at the front of the field and looking for the checker flag here this afternoon. Less than 10 laps left to go as we go back to green flag racing, this time by the start-finish line. We will see 9 more laps left up on the board as quickly the number 20 of Elliot Gamesh sends it down into quarter number 1. The one ride of Sean McPhee right there in tow, trying to stay glued to his back bumper, hoping for a mistake out of the 20 ride, hoping for a opening here that he can try to jump up and take this race lead away from him. More beating and banging though back throughout the field. A couple drivers up into the air. The 32 ride of Anthony Morano goes around in the caution flag back out onto the racetrack. A heartbreaker for the Swan Speed Shop FDM number 32 as he was up inside the top 10, having himself a great day here at the Speedway until contact down the front stretch here. Is there a little 3-wide battle in here? He looks to the outside of Benoit Savoy and Brad Miglowski, but down low contact between the 22 of Kenneth Coe and the 4 ride of CJ Laveria. Watch right here. The little contact between the 22 and that 4 ride sends the 4 up the racetrack. He's going to bounce off the 32 ride right there. And that's going to get Anthony Morano bent out of shape. He's trying to get this car pointed back in the right direction, but everybody right there ready to bounce. More contact between the 22 and the 4 ride shoves him up the racetrack, and Anthony bounces it hard up and off the outside fence. Nowhere to go for the 21 ride of Foster as he slides in there, slims into the back end of the 4 ride. The 32 up and into the outside fence will go for a loop-de-loop heavy hit right there for him, and tons of damage for that number 32 ride. Let's take another look at it here full speed as he's trying to work himself up and through the field and trying to hang on to a solid top 10 run, but the contact happens in a quick hurry, and some pretty heavy damage for a few of our competitors out there on the racetrack. We'll get them all stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to green flag racing as Morano joins the rear of the field. We'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. Elliot Gamesh out in front, getting ready to pounce here on another opportunity to try to open up this race lead, trying to lead this number 1 ride in the rest of the field back there at bay as the 6'11 of Logan Herbert slides back into that 5th position. Nick Brundage back up into position number 4. Brundage having another good run, another solid performance here this afternoon. This time did not pay the luck of the draw lady there for the redraw, and unfortunately had to start back deeper in the field than he was hoping for, but now into that 4th position. Look at the pounce here. Maybe going to put himself into a position for another podium run here this evening, and a potential to try and build that points lead that he has here on the field, as he is currently our points leader in the 916 ride. Brundage has been off to a hot start here in the Q West Series, but right there with them continuing the battle in a lot of these races is Elliot Gamesh, Sean McPhee, Zach Weisenflew, Tristan Laducer, and Logan Herbert all have been up here battling race after race after race at the front of the pack, and they're right here again, once again, battling here at the front of the field, looking for the race win. As Elliot Gamesh gonna get ready for another restart here on the racetrack, door to door with Sean McPhee. McPhee looking to try to get his first win of the season. We get these drivers ready to go back to battle. Elliot Gamesh, Sean McPhee, 1 and 2. Weisenflew and Brundage there in row number 2 as we quickly go back to green flag racing. You see the one right as Sean McPhee goes up the racetrack ever so slightly. They're 3 wide now for position number 2. The door is open and Brundage saw the opening. He quickly slams the 916 into the middle of 3 wide. Zach Weisenflew down on the bottom side. He's not going to back down. He's not going to give an inch on the inside lane, but McPhee able to battle back strong here in that middle groove as he hangs on to position number 2, but Nick Brundage looking to try to take that preferred line away from the one ride here in this one. In Elliot Gamesh, he's loving every second of it as they battle door to door back there behind him. That means that they are not trying to work to his back bumper. They are not in a position to try to take him out of this race lead as you do see the one right side up the racetrack as the caution flag comes back out. So a lot of late race caution flags. We went through the first 25 laps of this race rather quickly. Last 20 proving a little difficult here. Track very slicked off. The dust has picked up, and this time looks like we're going to see the 22C potentially run into some issues here. I'm not too sure where things get started. There you go. The 22 sends it into the corner. I'm not sure if he makes contact with somebody here or what may have happened. You can barely see it. The dust here at Lanier is real, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Patrick Multis down low, makes a little contact with somebody, and the 22C slams onto the binders. Unfortunately, as he does, it locks up that front end. The car goes around. Unfortunately, Anthony Morano gets a piece of him right there. The 24 just narrowly avoiding him, but the 22C of Jason White pointed in the wrong direction, and that's what will bring out our caution flag. As we'll get them all stacked back up here once again. Another restart. This time Nick Brundage, though, in position number 3. Zach Weisenflew will start to his outside as Brundage gonna be looking for a big move here. We'll see if he can try to get the restart that he's been hoping for. Now into that 3rd spot down low. Can he find something underneath of Elliot Gamesh? Can he find the jump to maybe take 2nd away from Sean McPhee here on this restart as we get ready to go back to green flag racing? Another late race restart here in this one. I do believe we're gonna get a 3-lap shootout here to finish this feature event. There's 4 laps left to go up on the board. When we go back to green flag racing, it will be 3 laps. So a 3-lap shootout here for Elliot Gamesh to try to hang on to this race lead, to try to put himself up into the Lanier National Speedway victory lane. Is down out at corner number 4. We go back to green flag racing and the restart that Gamesh was looking for right there as he quickly jumps back out in front, clears that one ride of Sean McPhee. McPhee, though, staying right there on his back bumper, pushing him down through corner number 3 and 4, getting him slideways there on the racetrack. That may open up the door as here comes Nick Brundage. Brundage down low, 2 more laps left to go, but I do believe the caution flag is back out on the racetrack. Another caution flag. We will have to stack them up and rack them up and try that one all over again. Man, take a look at it. You can barely see what is happening here through the middle of the corner. In the middle of the race pack is the 21A, I do believe, of Gabriel Foster is going to be the driver we'll keep an eye on here. So the 21A right here, looks like contact in front of them. Things stack up, unfortunately, as everyone's beating and banging and bouncing around. Oh, you see kind of tied up in it. There goes the 21A. Few more drivers collected there, as well as a lot of beating and banging up here a little closer to the front of the field here. Let's take a look at Logan Herbert. As Herbert looks like he's going to get a piece of the 24 ride. Here is Zach Weisenflew almost going around right here. Brad Miklowski going to save him, drive into the side of him. They're 3, 4, 5 wide, down into corner number 3. You see William Rassin right in the thick of things there. 6'11" in there as well, but everyone else kind of bouncing around. The 22s rides both going around there, and Gabriel Foster also turned around, and that's where we'll see that caution flag come back out. So another late race restart for these drivers with only a couple laps left to go. Here in this one, looks like we will go to a little bit of Super Dirt Car overtime here this afternoon. It'll be a green-white checkered finish, and with the green-white checkered, it is single file restarts here. So I don't know if this is a blessing for the 20 ride of Elliot Gamesh, or if this is going to hurt him here. If they were double file, he would at least have the one ride of Sean McPhee beaten on the restart, where maybe they go door to door for position number 2 and allow him to run away with the win. But If it's single file, the one machine can stay glued right to his back bumper, trying to make a move and trying to maybe get this 20 ride bent out of shape like he was trying there on that last restart down through 3 and 4. He was glued right to the back bumper, lifting the rear end of the 20 ride, trying to get him loose, trying to wash him up the racetracker to make that mistake to where he could try to take that inside lane away from him. It almost worked out perfectly for the 916 ride of Nick Brundage, but it did not work out as the caution flag did come back out. So we got him stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to green flag racing. The 611 ride right there, Logan Herbert. He's trying to figure out where he needs to be. As Aaron Brown says, that dust has to be crazy from an in-car anyway. We can see that what that looks like. Yeah, absolutely. We were watching that earlier as we get ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one. Quickly, Gamesh sees that green flag fly here as the green-white checkered is upon us here this afternoon. Gamesh with a great restart. Shot McPhee right there onto his back bumper. McPhee gonna have another opportunity. Is nice and easy down through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. No, we will not, as the caution flag will come back out here once again. So we will do a green-white checkered flag all over again as Anthony Morano going to run into issues. The 32 ride here on the restart. Take a look at him here. He's trying to work his way around the 143 ride as it looks like Dean Reynolds having an issue there on the restart. I don't know what in the world happened to the 32 ride. What in the world? Let's take a look back here. This is a bit of a wild one. Let's see if we can get an angle on this and see what happened to the 32 as... What? That's gotta be either some of the worst netcode ever in iRacing or just something messed up right here. He's so far away from that 143 ride or anybody else. There's no one to his outside but the contact, and he just gets spun around there after what looked to be contact into that right rear quarter panel, but he had a full car length between himself and the 143 ride here. There's no one back there behind him. There's over a car length between him and the 024, and like he just hits a brick wall right there in the middle of the racetrack, and that is a heartbreaker for the 32 riders. Then we send him back to the rear of the field once again as we go back to green flag racing. So quickly back to green flag. Here is the green-white checkered attempt number 2 here on the afternoon. Elliot Gamesh leads the way. Sean McPhee right there in second. Nick Brundage back there in third, looking for his opportunity to strike. If our top 2 get into it, maybe the door will be open as the white flag has been displayed one more time around. Here for Elliot Gamesh. Gamesh for the final time down the back straightaway in to corner number 3. Maybe some contact looking down low as the one rider Sean McPhee trying to open up the door. He can't get it open as Elliot Gamesh will pick up the win here from Lanier International Speedway. Elliot Gamesh getting the win and picking up the dub here this evening. McPhee will stay there in second, and Nick Brundage will come home in position number 3 out there on the racetrack. Let's take a look back here on this final lap in the craziness that was a little bit farther throughout the field. Let's take a look here at somebody like Brady Cornett. Cornett trying to work his way up and through the traffic. Let's jump right on board for the final lap and give you guys a look at how bad this dust is out there on the racetrack as the 2 ride is only mid-pack. He's back here in the 11th position, and you can see how bad this dust is. You go even farther back. You look at like someone like Anthony Morano, maybe not that far back because they're not tight together, but Taylor Watson there in 15th. You can really see how this dust affects these drivers. Let's take another look at it here for the last lap around with this number 707 ride as Watson. Even now, down the straightaways, man, the dust is super bad here at Lanier, and these drivers have got to deal with it. Unfortunately, everyone's got to deal with it here, except for our race leader, as it was clean skies and clean racetrack for Elliot Gamesh as he gets the job done and pulls this number 1 ride up and in to victory lane here this afternoon. We'll get ready to pull Elliot up into the broadcast booth as he gets the dump here in this one. We'll pull our top 3 into the booth for their post-race interviews as Elliot Gamesh picking up the win. Let's get him up here for his post-race interview this afternoon. Hey, Elliot, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. To get a copy?
Yeah.
Elliot, man, what a run, what a race. The luck of the redraw paying off for you again this afternoon. This time, you use it to your advantage. You keep that 20 ride pinned down through that bottom lane, and you never let it go as Sean McPhee, Nick Brondage, Logan Herbert, Tristan Leducer, all there on your back bumper for multiple laps, waiting for a mistake, waiting for an opportunity to take this tough spot away from you. You never falter. You never make a mistake. You hit your restarts perfectly, and you pull that 20 right up into the Lanier National Speedway victory lane, man. Take us back through this race and what's going through your mind as you're down there in victory lane.
Yeah, I knew it was the redraw was gonna be important because it was gonna be rubber down. So yeah, super lucky to start on the front and to lead every lap from there. Sean got me stressed out a couple of times, but nah, super happy with the win.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you can pull off a win and keep all these absolutely amazing drivers back there behind you and feeling that pressure all night long and knowing that you kind of got, thick skin and that you can kind of keep them back there even with the bumps and beats and bangs to your back bumper, you're able to kind of just keep that car pointed in the right direction. You never really faltered, but they were there. They were knocking on your back door continuously, just trying to find a way to beat you here tonight, but you're all able to hold them all off and pull that 20 ride finally up here into victory lane again this season with the Q West Racing League. Elliot, who would you like to thank for such a great run and strong performance here this afternoon?
Yeah, thanks to Le Groupe Ultra, Ultra Fab, Dig Racing Product, Ramon Pizzeria, Team Shadow, and yeah, that's pretty all.
Well, Elliot, congratulations on the win here in race number 5 of the season. We cannot wait to see you back out there on the racetrack and maybe right back up here into victory lane next weekend.
Thank you.
Absolutely enjoy the rest of your night.
Thanks.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up for the number 20 ride as Elliot Gamesh picks up the win here in this one. He pulls that 20 machine in to victory lane as we'll get ready to pull in our second place driver, the number 1 ride of Sean McPhee. We'll pull Sean up here into the broadcast booth for his post-race interview. Hey, Sean, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Taking a copy?
Yes, sir.
Sean, man, what a run, what a drive as you're able to work yourself through a bit of that traffic inside the top 5 early in this race, and all of a sudden you find yourself there in that second spot. You gotta restart those so many times on the outside lane and just trying to keep all those other drivers back there at bay, but also just waiting for an opportunity to try to find your way into that race lead. But Gamesh never making a mistake, never really making any kind of a falter out there on the speedway, even with the pressure you put to his back bumper, and unfortunately had to settle in for a second place run here this afternoon.
I was hoping that since we redrew second, it's the best redraw I've had all season, that we were going to be able to get it done. But I think it was just too locked down bottom. On the initial start, I did not expect the outside to be that slow. But I mean, after that, once you find that out, you just got to take your time. I think we had a faster car, to be honest. But like you said, Elliot didn't make a mistake, and I mean, if they don't make a mistake in the same line you're on, you're not getting by him. And that's my buddy, so I'm not going to dump him. But as you've seen, I was on his bumper a little bit. But yeah, he ran a good race. I just couldn't beat him.
Yeah, absolutely. Elliot definitely was feeling that pressure. We saw a couple times there through the middle of corner 3 and 4. You're glued right there to his back bumper, just hoping maybe he'd get a little bit loose and wash up a little bit and open up that door for you, but never made that mistake. He was able to bring it down into victory lane. You're able to bring it down, though, with another solid podium run, parking that one machine back up here inside the top 3, man. Another solid performance for you. Who would you like to thank again here tonight, Sean, for another great drive?
I got to thank all my guys on my team. Public Enemy setup, so them all, we test a lot. We're getting ready for the new season here that's starting tomorrow. But yeah, without them, I wouldn't be as sharp as I am. I got to thank Raphael for stepping it up tonight. It was just him. I think he did a good job for what it was. I mean, I know the track was slick, but I mean, some people just don't have what others have, but that's all right. And I got to thank you for putting it on. And yeah, I mean, I think it's a great league, and I think it'll be continue being good.
Absolutely. Going to continue to be absolutely amazing, and I'm sure one of these nights we'll finally see you up here in victory lane again as you park that one right again here in position number 2, but another solid podium finish and another good points day for yourself, especially when you're able to finish in front of Nick Brundage and at least gain a little bit of points back on that number 916.
Yeah, we got a lot of points in the heat, actually. I did not expect to win the heat, especially after getting pushed to the outside, but I got the top rolling pretty good, burned it in. So we should have gained like 2 or 3 points there. But, I mean, with Elliott finished in front of me, I lost another 4. So I think now we should have maybe a 1-point lead. I think Elliott's going to be leading, so we'll see. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. I think it'll be really close, though, coming in next week.
Absolutely. Well, tight points battle. Still 6 races left here on the season. We're going to be in here in the booth watching each and every one of them, and we'll be cheering all you guys on in every one of those races. But, Sean, hopefully we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth in one of these nights, back up here in the victory lane. Congratulations with the second place run here again this afternoon, and hopefully we'll see you back up here next weekend.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good night.
Absolutely. You as well. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our second place finisher, the number 1 ride of Sean McPhee, as McPhee comes home there in the second spot on the racetrack, as he'll come home in that second position. We'll get ready to pull in our third place driver here for our third and final interview of the night. Nick Brundage waiting down pit side. Let's get Nick up here into the broadcast booth. Hey Nick, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. They get a copy?
Copy. How's it going, Aaron?
Not too bad, Nick. Unfortunately, tonight, you did not give the redraw lady enough money here, as you have to start a little deeper in the field, but slowly but surely, you're able to pick them off. You're able to get around Tristan and Logan and Brad there for a little while, and Zach there closer to the end, but you're right there trying to figure out a way to get around Sean McPhee on those restarts, trying to figure out how you can get to the back bumper of Elliott Gamache. Unfortunately, you fall a few laps shy here and a couple spots shy of victory lane again here on the season, as you find your way, though, back up onto another podium run and looking to continue to stay strong in that points battle.
Yes, sir. Another strong run. We were battling with Brad there for a while, and I don't know what it was. I don't think my tires were in yet, but you know, the last few restarts we were really good, and we got the third. Elliott and Sean were battling, and I was in a little bit of a pickle because Sean was getting into the back of him, and that last restart right there, Sean hit him going down the front stretch, and I had a chance to peek my nose in there, and then the yellow came out. So, you know, it was a good race, but all in all, you know, first race back for my boy Logan, back from Cancun. You know, just got to thank everybody from Public Enemy on another good race.
Absolutely. Another good race, another solid performance by yourself and a lot of these drivers here this afternoon. And what was a fairly difficult race, man, that dust played a vital role in this evening. And from your perspective, man, how bad was it? You know, you weren't super deep in the field, but it looked like it doesn't matter where you were. If you weren't Elliott Gamache out in front, it looked pretty bad out there on the racetrack.
Oh, yeah, I restarted 7th a bunch, and it was just as bad as restarting 3rd. So it was pretty difficult to see. I know some guys in the back were having a really hard time, but, you know, it's interesting and, you know, gives us something to worry about.
Absolutely, definitely throws another curveball into the mix here in each and every one of these races as Nick, you park it up here again on the podium. Another great run, another solid performance out of that 916 machine. Who would you like to thank for a great run here again this afternoon?
Public Enemy setups, Logan, Sean, Damian, Taylor, everybody in the Discord, you know, everybody else helps me out on the sim.
Absolutely. Well, Nick, a great run, a great drive, and we can't wait to see you back out there in action next weekend and hopefully right back up here into the broadcast booth and maybe a couple spots better and back up into victory lane for yourself.
Hopefully, yes, sir. Have a good one.
Absolutely, you as well. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for our third place finisher, Nick Brundage. As Brundage coming home there in position number 3. Another very solid run, another very solid good drive for the 916 machine, and another great show by each and every one of these drivers. These guys put on another great event, another great race for us, from the drop of the green flag down to the checkered flag here this evening. A lot of door-to-door battling and all the action out there on the racetrack, from our heat races, our consolation isolation races, and right down to our feature event here this evening. These drivers never backed down, never gave up, and put on a heck of a show for us out there on the Speedway. And we can't thank each and every one of the drivers for showing up and showing out here this evening. This is my boy Kenny Storks in. Kenny coming in with the love here in this one. Drop that like on the stream. Says, yo, what's up, Kenny? How are you, brother? Unfortunately, Kenny, we're just about to close things out here as the racing action here on the afternoon has come to a close. As Aaron Brown says, sucks I had an update and missed this race, but enjoyed the broadcast. Aaron, I'm glad you enjoyed the broadcast. I'm enjoying you. Still got to be able to watch the race, and yeah, those updates, man, they are they're something serious, man, and they're tough. They're tough. Sometimes they come out of nowhere, and unfortunately, sometimes you miss out on a race, especially if your internet isn't quite as good as some others, and you gotta sit there and wait for that 15-20 gig download, and unfortunately, you just run out of time, and that's a tough pill to swallow, unfortunately, and missing out on a league race is never a fun thing to do, and we feel for you, brother. But unfortunately for Mr. Brown, he was not able to race in this one, but luckily enough for all these other drivers, they had their updates done, and they were ready to rock and roll here this afternoon to put on a great show for us, and they're going to be getting ready here for another good race. They'll be ready again next Sunday, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, just a little after 8 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll be live again next Sunday with the QS Racing League for another amazing race with these big block modified. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button on this broadcast, hit that share, hit that follow, hit that subscribe button, become part of the Peacemaker family today, and turn on those bell notifications. That way you never miss it when we go live here on Peacemaker Gaming. As we'll be back in action tomorrow night, a little bit of a special event for a championship race with another league tomorrow evening. So we'll be putting on another good show there, and then we'll be back with our HCK Beagles on Tuesday. We'll have more racing Wednesday and Thursday as the late models will be both in action both nights, and then we'll be back Friday, I do believe, with a couple special races as well. So lots of action here on Peacemaker Gaming, racing every night of the week, and a lot of fun up here in the broadcast booth. So hopefully I see you guys in here tomorrow evening for some more great racing, as that's going to bring a close to our night here this evening. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.
Shining in the dark, chasing dreams with every step. He's on turn.